Hare Krishna. So, in 1975, while I was going home from school, some devotees from ISKCON, they approached me and saying, "Are you a Hindu?" So I said, "Obviously, you can see from my color of my skin, I am a Hindu." He said, "Oh, then you must take this book." So of course, I was a very, very proud Hindu, and I did not have that much sort of respect for Western people, simply because from my childhood I was told that the British have come and invaded our country, our motherland. Of course, I was not even born in India, I was born in Africa, but I had that feeling that this white so-called super race is demeaning our Indian culture. So I just brushed him aside, and he kept following me for almost 100 meters and then insisted on asking me, "Take this book." So I said, "Look, I'm not interested in your books, but since you are a beggar, I'm a proud Hindu, I will give you some donation." So I had that time £1 my lunch money. So I said, "Here, take it." So I gave him £1, and I said, "Oh, our Guru Maharaj has said, if someone gives some donation, we must give him a book." So he gave me one Ishopanishad. So I took that Ishopanishad, reluctantly, and went home. And then after some few months later, I was bored, nothing was happening, so I just picked up the book. I started reading. And the book was so interesting. The Srila Prabhupada's message was so crystal clear that I started reading the book around 10:30 at night, and I went through the whole Ishopanishad by around 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning. I read all through the night. And then in the morning, my mom said to me, "So what do you want today? Do you want coffee or tea?" I said, "What are you talking about?" Swamiji said, "No tea or coffee is intoxication. I will take milk." My mother was shocked, because at that point, I would never touch milk. In fact, from my from my childhood, you can say, as far as my memory goes back, I stopped drinking milk. I never had attraction for milk. But this time, I said milk, because Swamiji is saying this. Of course, I did not understand Prabhupada. So that time, this is Swamiji. And then I got more and more deeper interested in Krishna consciousness from what Prabhupada was saying in Ishopanishad. So then later on, I made inquiries about temple. And then I went to some ISKCON temple in the city, because the manor was too far. We need a personal car, and those days personal cars were not so easily coming. And I was also very young. So then I connected with devotees and started going to the temple. And then there was local devotees from the manor. They used to come and pick us up from Wembley and Harrow, some young youth people. And we used to go every weekend to the center and do some seva, gardening and other stuff, and then enjoy the feast, Sunday feast, and then come back home. So like that, gradually we were going, and we developed taste for becoming devotee. So at that point we decided, okay, now I must give my life to Srila Prabhupada. So I surrendered to the movement, and in 79 I decided to move into the temple. And after that I was very much fixed in the service which was given to us. I remember on Friday evening we came to the temple, and Saturday morning we were packed up with our bags and dumped in Leicester city, way up north, and said, "Go and do Sankirtan." So we were, from the very first day I joined, we were going Sankirtan, sometimes distributing books in the street, sometimes knocking on people's doors, going house to house preaching, and try to sell our books and raise some funds. And I was doing this ever since I joined the movement. And then of course we graduated from that into life membership team, and so I started doing life membership program, other preaching programs, and gradually the manor also became very much popular. And in those days, of course, since manor was becoming very popular amongst the Hindu community of UK, the local villages were getting a little disturbed. So we had little problems from the council. They were trying to close us down. So we had to embark on a huge campaign to try and keep the temple open. So that's a whole another story. But somehow, of course, by mercy of Prabhupada, we were able to secure the Bhaktivedanta Manor for public worship, and now it is a flourishing temple. And gradually, of course, in time, I moved on from preaching. Then I was preaching in America, And then of course I came across Kirtananda Maharaj at the time, and I was in New Vrindavan base. Then again after a few years I moved back to UK, and then from UK I started coming to India regularly. So then I was splitting my time, 6 months India, 6 months UK and Europe. So now I'm preaching mostly 6 months in India, Singapore, Indonesia, and then I go back to UK and then do UK and Europe preaching. So that's basically my service now.